Ми розпочинаємо конференцію «Перспективи, демократії, участі в Україні», яка організована програмою розвитку Організації Об'єднаних Націй за фінансової підтримки Міністерства закордонних справ Данії. Нашими партнерами організації цієї конференції є Творчий центр ТЦК, Центр ІСАР єднання, Український незалежний центр політичних досліджень, наш аналітичний партнер, Європейський центр некомерційного права. Я з задоволенням запрошую до слова директора представництва програми розвитку ООН в Україні, пані Рікарду Дібер. Дуже прошу.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you all have the headsets if you need them. There are some more over here. Okay. I'd like to welcome you on behalf of the United Nations Development Programme very much to this conference on the prospects for participatory democracy in Ukraine. In my 3 years now in the country, I have seen civil society work at various levels. And they have taken a very active part, for example, in the preparation of the Universal Periodic Review of Human Rights in Ukraine. They're also taking a very active role when it comes to the preparation of and the position of Ukraine with regard to Rio +20, the Conference on Sustainable Development, which is thinking about how can we make sure that there is economic growth, which does not widen the gap between the rich and the poor, because the wider the gap, the bigger the problems in a country, and which takes care of environmental issues at the same time, so that not only we live, but also our children and our grandchildren on this planet. Not only have the NGOs and civil societies been very active, and I've seen them in these global issues which have an impact on the national front, but they've also been extremely active on real local level problems. And this is what we're going to discuss today as well. The conference today is the final event of a 3.5-year project, the Civil Society Development Programme, which was designed to strengthen the capacity of Ukrainian civil society organizations to partake in public discourse at national, local, and international level, but also to create an enabling legal and policy environment for civil society development. And I'm sure you'll be discussing today a little bit whether that has been successful and what more needs to be done. 2 centuries ago, while trying to give a definition of democracy, the British philosopher and political economist and civil servant John Stuart Mill wrote, "Democracy is government by discussion." We believe that this formula still is valid today, and even more so today than maybe then. Democracy, though, involves more than balloting. It is much more than just going to vote every few years. It is actually participating in the decisions that affect all of us on a daily basis, on engaging with government representatives, on listening to what civil society has to say, and in coming to common solutions. As the United Nations Development Programme, we encourage the participation of civil society in all countries because we do have noticed that only where individuals and groups take part in the public discourse, the societies actually are able to flourish and make sure that what we believe in, everybody has the right to choice, can actually happen. This project, which will be presented, I guess, a little bit more in later moments, has supported 86 civil society organizations in Ukraine over the last 3.5 years. There were 120 individual projects solving local level issues, and it has reached about 65,000 Ukrainian citizens. You might say 65,000 if we are thinking of 48 million or so. What is that? But the project was not meant to address each and every problem. It was really meant to address the issues of the most vulnerable, the people who may be disabled, the people who do not have access to schooling, who cannot go to government offices because they're inaccessible, and all these other elements which we as the United Nations felt needed some support in Ukraine. I therefore would like to thank very much the civil society organizations that have participated, that have shared their experience with you today, and we hope that we are not only celebrating the successes of the civil society organizations, but we'll also be able to thank the partners, particularly the government of Ukraine, which has opened up when it engaged with the project and the issues that came to bear. We very much like to appreciate the Verkhovna Rada, which approved the new law on public association, the Coordination Council on Civil Society Development, which was formed as an advisory body to the administration of the President of Ukraine. We'd like to appreciate also that the President of Ukraine approved the strategy for the state policy in support of civil society development, and the approval by the Cabinet of Ministers of Ukraine for the action plan for the implementation of the Open Government Partnership Initiative. These are very important steps, and it now is the time, as this project closes, to consider how and what can be done to make sure that these resolutions, laws, are actually filled with life and become useful for the citizens of Ukraine. So we've tried to set up the room in such a way that it allows for a discussion, at least partially around the table, but we do hope that you will participate also in the wider group and will share your experiences and aspirations to ensure that these small steps that have been done, the very important steps, are actually the basis for the future of Ukraine. Thank you very much.